Animi Motus. I often have this dream where I'm standing in the middle of a rainforest. Trees and plants rise up around me, so high up that I have trouble locating their tops. Their big, heavy leaves cover the sun, leaving the surface of the earth in a dimmed green light. Everything is green. In the distance, I always hear water violently hitting rocks. It's a waterfall. I know this, despite never encountering one beforehand. One foot steps before the other one, again and again and again. I'm drawn towards the waterfall, but not because I know that it's the rational thing to do. I don't approach the waterfall because of dehydration or the fact that I'm alone and other people are most likely to be located near fresh water sources. I step one foot in front of the other one of pure curiosity. As I get nearer, the noise strengthens. Only, to me it's not noise. The rush is both energetic and calming. One step, two steps, again. And then there it is. I see colors, mostly white and blue. I see elegance and chaos. I see power. I don't see a waste of water and energy, resources being used to an unnecessary degree. In that instant, I get an urge to jump in the water and play along. To splash and dive and ride the stream and get carried away. In the dream, I'm smiling. I don't think about getting cold or hitting any sharp edges or drowning in the current. But before I get the chance to go any nearer the waterfall, I wake up. My civilian name is Charlie Theresa Johnson. That's of no use, of course, since it doesn't carry much information about my gender, occupation, or residence. I therefore usually go by my social tracking synonym, Delta 3282. Delta both specifies my occupation, Special Detail Officer in the Department of Analytics, and therefore also my residence. 32 is the number of my group, and 82 is my personal number in that group. Since it's an even number, people can tell that I'm a woman, just as they would be able to tell that I was a man if my personal number was odd. The scanner feels warm on my skin. Why do I think about this? As soon as I wake up, the scanner begins my morning routine, checking my immune system for any anomalies, measuring endorphin balance for satisfaction level, and etc. When it's done, I put on one of the white long-sleeved shirts with a triangle on, for Delta, and a pair of black pants. I walk into the kitchen area to start breakfast calibrating. I can't stop thinking about how much I love the STS. I know that this is because I admire the simplicity of its design, which is also why I let myself continue down these thought spirals. In many ways, it's a much more efficient and personal way to present yourself. Of course, any confusion is eliminated, but it also helps individuals to understand their own identity. I find it crazy that in ancient times, people would just be thrown into schools without knowing where their potential strengths were. This is a long time ago, though. I guess at some point there became a common understanding of resources and how we as humans have limited amounts of them. I like the tales of how people came up with a whole new way of looking at society as a consequence of global warming, overpopulation, and inequality. Luckily, these nightmares are no longer able to turn into reality. Instead, categorize. People are put through a very complex evaluation early on in their lives, so that they can be put into the right education system and after that, workforce. This has over time eliminated unemployment. Moreover, cities has been rebuilt to fit these workforces as neat as possible, which in many ways has fixed overpopulation and global warming. Since the cities are self-sufficient, public transportation is smoothly running because everybody knows where they're going at any time. I often find that people really take all of this as a given, but when you look at it as opposed to the ancient times, it is quite fascinating. When I'm done with breakfast, I go on with my day as usual. My brain is activated at work, my body gets challenged at the gym, and acquire the advised amount of social interaction over dinner with some of my coworkers. On my way home, I feel satisfied. Around me, others stand with the same sleepy eyes but subtle smile as myself. I give in to the thought spirals again, because I know that it can be healthy to let your thoughts drift. I think about how everybody seems to be cured of Animi Motus, the worst disease our new world has yet faced. Earlier on, before it was categorized as a disease, people just called it desire. It's it's horrible how people couldn't see how dangerous uh, how dangerous themselves or society Anime Motus was. It makes people take irrational choices and act spontaneously. A lot of people would give in to obesity or take a job they were not suited for because of this illness. In the long run, it is, of course, something which can be fought, which is what I saw on my way home. A lot of cured people. I remember once that I wanted to paint. At that time, I was only a child and couldn't see how dangerous this would have been. If I kept on painted, I would have used a lot of time and resources on something I would never be able to perfect. The thought scares me. That night, I hear the waterfall once again. This time, I run towards it. When I see it, something is different, although it's not the waterfall itself. It's me. I see the waterfall in all of its beauty, and I understand that it's a root of desire. But it doesn't scare me. Instead, I want to walk over there, kneel and see my reflection in the water. See how every single trait on my face is specific and individual. I have the strongest feeling that by looking at this reflection, I will somehow find comfort in my own unique identity. One foot steps before the other one, again and again and again. And when I'm there, I open up my eyes to see all of this that I have already imagined. But when I look down, I have no unique reflection. I have no character traits. It's all wiped off my face, and instead I look down at a bare face with no identity.